Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. Now here in the United States we take it for granted that the government is supposed to serve the people. For us the argument is which people the government should serve. Conservatives believe that the government should serve the rich and the corporations. Liberals believe the government should serve the poor and the middle class. But dictatorships believe that the people should serve the government. Very frequently you will find instances of dictatorships enriching themselves at the expense of the people. And one of the things that they do is that they pass laws making it impossible to criticize the government, making it a crime to criticize the government. So the people wind up just at the whim of the people who are running things. Here's an example. Over in Iraq, before we overthrew him, Saddam Hussein built a lake, man-made lake. It's beautiful. And he has a bunch of his palaces all around the lake, and even a couple of them are actually just over the water. They're built on little platforms over the water. So he built this lake and he wanted to fill it up. So he simply cut off the water to Baghdad for 3 days without any warning while he filled up his lake. He gave no thought at all to the consequences for the people living there. And of course, despite the fact that they didn't have water for 3 days, it was not a good idea to speak up and criticize Saddam Hussein. You'd have wound up in a prison. In democracies, people criticize the government all the time. During election season, the politicians seeking power constantly criticize the people who are in power. But like I said, in most dictatorships, criticizing the government gets you in trouble. Even if there is not a law expressly forbidding it, there will be vague laws about contributing to public disorder or something like that, which will get dissidents arrested. So it's impossible for the people to point out the flaws in the government. And one of the biggest consequences of this is that most dictatorships are rife with corruption. In addition to a lot of other things, one big reason that the Soviet Union fell was that it was riddled with corruption. And as Vladimir Putin has consolidated his power and stifled dissent, corruption, which was never actually eliminated, but which was a bit less, corruption has grown again. And corruption is endemic in the Chinese system too. Once in a while, they will offer up a high-ranking official to the people so that they can pretend that they are actually doing something about corruption, but since there is no real criticism allowed, corruption flourishes. I'm not saying that corruption does not exist in democracies. That would be naive. But the easiest way to find out where the corruption is to listen to the people. Corruption makes the people angry. And they might not be able to put their finger on it, but they will point out those things that make them unhappy. And if you follow that lead, then you find the people who are corrupt. Since dictatorships don't listen to the people, they can never, ever end their corruption. Thanks for listening.